Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. If you've got questions about flood insurance, flood education, flood zone changes, elevation certificates, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. You can also check out our daily flood education videos on our YouTube channel. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Today we're talking about a myth that comes with suspended communities within the National Flood Insurance Program's guidelines. Before we get started on that today though, if you've got questions about flood education, flood insurance, and flood zone changes, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. So let's talk about this myth today. We're really talking about two myths. And we're talking about suspended communities. Remember, these are communities that haven't met the guidelines of the National Flood Insurance Program. So as a result, they've been removed, maybe temporarily, maybe permanently, from the National Flood Insurance Program. So the two myths we're going to talk about today is flood insurance available in these suspended communities? And when a community is suspended, can you go back to the National Flood Insurance Program once that's lifted without a penalty? So let's talk about number one first. When it comes to these communities being suspended, the myth has been, hey, there may not be flood insurance available in these communities. It's important to understand that a lot of private companies do not follow that guideline of the National Flood Insurance Program. So you might still have private flood insurance available. Now, it could possibly be more than what the National Flood Insurance Program would have been. Could be less. It depends if it's a coastal community, if it's a high-risk community. There's a lot of moving factors there. Then there's the myth of, I've got to wait an entire year if my community does get reinstated before I can go back to the National Flood Insurance Program from private carriers. You see, currently, as we shoot this video with the National Flood Insurance Program, you can't cancel midterm to move to a private product. And so a lot of people think it's the same way from private to the National Flood Insurance Program, but in many situations it's not. It depends on what's called the minimum earned premium guideline or cancellation policy. That might be 25%. That might be 50%. That could be 75%. That could possibly be 100%. You want to pay attention to this in your policy because it could be 4 months down the road, your community gets back into the National Flood Insurance Program and it's a better option for you. Of course you want to take advantage of that. So these are just two myths that come with the suspended community of the National Flood Insurance Program that we wanted to discuss today. So remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we're here to help you understand flood risks like this right here. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term. Remember, if you've got questions about flood insurance, what your options are, how to mitigate your risk to create long-term rate stability, or even to possibly predict your flood insurance premiums in the future, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Thank you.